you, then.
So, Steve Allen, you're really going to take the first vacation of your life?
Literally. At this age, I've never had a vacation before. As I was just saying, I go to exotic places, but usually to perform or, something of that sort. But I plan to just go there and vegetate for 10 days.
I bet you don't make it.
Jamaica sounds like a good place to do it.
I bet you'll write a play or 14 songs or something.
Well, of course, I will be bringing my brain with me, and I don't seem to be able to turn it off, but I don't plan to perform in any event.
Well, enjoy, enjoy.
Thank you.
When I watched The Big Show, and I must say, Steve, I am so thrilled to see this kind of thing back on television. But it is so magnanimous with all the things going on, water ballet and disco and you name it.
It boggles your, whatever you have that's boggleable.
Well, do you know what comes to my mind? I look at it, and being in this business, I say it's an accident looking for 10 places to happen.
It's a little like a three-ring circus, not to use an original figure of speech, but there is something for everyone, another old phrase, and the show really delivers that. It's got various kinds of music, various kinds of comedy. It's got glamour and beauty, beautiful girls. It has some of the elements of the old Broadway musicals, the old MGM film musicals, and I think that's one of the reasons so many people enjoy it.
But what sorts of things do you have go wrong? Problems? With all that, you've got to have problems.
Oh, yes. Well, of course, every program that's on videotape does have certain little problems, and the public simply doesn't see those. There was one element of chancy reality, however, which they got to see recently. I had planned to do a satire on Rula Lenska, the lady who does those hairspray commercials, and it was rather biting satire. And I had no idea that they had sneaked the real Rula Lenska into the studio. So when I finished the routine, she tapped me on the shoulder, which scared me to death because you ordinarily don't have people tap you on the shoulder while you're performing. I thought, what the heck is this? I turned around and she said, hello, I'm Rula Lenska. She pushed me into the pool. And that was really, just catch as catch can. It was a practical joke on me, but it was fun.
What are some things coming up that you think will be especially fun?
Well, the last two shows of The Big Show that I've done have been with Sid Caesar, and I think that is literally news. Sid is, in my opinion, the greatest sketch comedian of, well, perhaps of all time, because there haven't been sketch comedians for many centuries. And it's been great fun to work with him. We're friends socially, and it's fun to work with him professionally. And I think if anyone watching wants to know what is good sketch comedy, how to write it, how to perform it, they could do a lot worse than simply watch those shows with Mr. Caesar and see a master practicing his art.
Yes. This is not meant to be an off-the-wall question.
Then I'll be running along.
Hold it. No, but it does fascinate me, Steve, people who are as highly creative as you are in so many different areas. Okay. Now, do you think it's due to your environment, or have you ever even tried to analyze why you have this compulsion to be creative 24 hours a day?
That's a great question. Unfortunately, it takes about a 7-hour answer, and we don't have that much time here. But the creative process is essentially still mysterious. Its explanation has so far eluded those who are involved with professional research into the question. Arthur Koestler has written a marvelous book for those who are seriously interested. It's called The Act of Creation, I'm pretty sure. I've written a couple of articles for journals that are put together by scholars who specialize in the question. I got a letter about it just the other day, and they still don't know. I mean, forget me, I'm just a guy who does a bunch of stuff, but take a real genius like, say, Mozart. At 6, he could do that thing, Now, that did not come from having a good piano teacher. My own hypothesis is that the genetic factors are dominant when remarkable gifts are present. Even if it's remarkable gifts for playing football, whatever, I think it's genetic factors. Now, obviously, environmental factors are also part of the picture, but I think they are secondary, and I have no idea why I can write a poem or, sing a song or whatever I can do. I just don't know. I never decided to do any of it, any more than one decides to be tall. So there's no point for conceit. If I had somehow created my own abilities, then I'd feel like a hotshot, but I had nothing to do with it.
Steve, would you be willing to will your brain to science? And again, I'm not being facetious. Would you be willing to do that?
I'll will it to Dodger Stadium. I don't care. Whoever wants to have it. I'll be a meat market, a dog food company. I don't care what happens to my brain. I wish that by simply looking into brain tissue, we could resolve such mysteries. And seriously, to give you a straight answer, yes, my brain's available for anyone who wants it. But I would be surprised if such research produced the answers to these mysterious questions. I think perhaps in the microscope, the studies that are done now in molecular biology with DNA, the genetic raw materials, we may stumble on something here. We do know that different parts of the brain handle different activities. What enables you to do this is not the same part of your brain that enables you to work out your income tax and so forth. So one part of my brain apparently is in charge of writing songs, and another part of my brain takes sentences apart and makes little jokes out of them. It's all done by the mysterious computer up there.
Well, would that we all had such a mysterious computer.
I think we all do, in one way or another.
Steve, the last time I saw you, you were standing on your head in the middle of a hotel room at the Fairmont Hotel in Dallas.
Drunk as a skunk. No, I'm just kidding.
No, it was 12 o'clock in the afternoon, and you were perfectly sober, and Janie Bird was there, but she wasn't standing on her head. Maybe that has something to do with it.
You know, it does help. It doesn't make you talented, but it restores my energy. It's not one of those dumb things that works because you think it will. It literally works if you get your head low, and the rest of you, therefore, higher. The point is that more blood comes into your cranium and gets into the cells of your brain, so they are supplied with fresh food, and some of the wastes, I guess, are carried out of them by that process. So that's a great way to increase your energy if you're interested.
Okay, I'm going to give it a try. Steve, good luck to you.
Thank you, Bobbie. Good to see you
Love
again.
talking with you again.
My pleasure.
Terrific
Good
interview.
question.
Oh, terrific interview, Steve.
I should get all these interviews and put them together and create my life story out of them. Give me a print of everything, please. Let's see, right here on Channel 5. Okay.
All yours.
Hi, this is Steve Allen inviting you to see The Big Show right here on Channel 5.
That's perfect.
Very good.
Okay, we'll start the questions. These are the Lloyd Bridges questions. You're still rolling? Okay. Lloyd, do you think the public will be interested in this phase of Marilyn Monroe's life? Did you ever meet Marilyn Monroe? These are the Constant Forsland questions. Constance, I'm interested to know, when you went in to audition for this role of Marilyn Monroe, what did you do to attract the attention of the director or the producer to say, hey, I am really the actress for this role? Do you think Marilyn actually fell in love with Johnny Hyde? What do you find is the key to playing Marilyn Monroe? Would you like to be a star like Marilyn Monroe? Do you think you could handle the adulation that Marilyn Monroe had? All right. These are the Marguerite Ray questions. Marguerite, I'm curious to know, you play a very, let me start again. Marguerite, I'm curious to know, you play a very classy lady. Now, was it a problem for you to decide why this classy lady would be attracted to Sanford? What then was the key to playing Evelyn for you? These are the Dennis Berkeley questions. Dennis, what is it like now? You're the only honky in Sanford. Dennis, did you have to think twice about doing this role? Because really, you've done this kind of role before. Dennis, you have a bachelor's and a master's from Texas Christian University, theater major. What were your TCU days like? What kinds of roles did you play at TCU? Do you remember them? Okay. These are the David Letterman questions. Okay, David, if Johnny Carson leaves, are you in line to get the job? Would you take the Tonight Show job if it were offered to you? David, the David Letterman show cannot succeed. You know why? Because you say you're going to have a resident cat and all us dog people are going to boycott the show. What residents are you going to have on the show then? All right, these are the Eva Marie Saint questions. What was it like filming and working in Egypt? Eva Marie, did you get to know any of the Egyptian people? You think Egypt is a safe place for tourists?